Hello everyone, this is Mr. Shank again in Accounting 1B. This is the last working together for this trimester and this year, and it's 8-2. So we're almost done. We're getting close, ready to start the state test. I'm logged into Applia. Obviously I'm going to scroll down and go to 8-2 working together and on your own. I'm clicking on, and it's loading at this moment, so we're going to do working together 8-2. I'm on page 212 of the textbook. And there's the adjusted entries we did from the worksheet earlier, and we're going to do closing entries next. So let me bring up the instructions that go with this, and we're going to close all the temporary accounts. So I'm going to shrink this so we can see them side by side. And this is all the temporary accounts on the income statement column, debit and credit column. So we're going to start with sales. So we have a balance in our sales account of $511. And so on the 31st, we're going to take a debit to sales, and we're going to close this account, which means we're going to make it have a zero balance. So that way when we start the next physical period, we're ready for it. And so we're going to do a debit to sales for $5,511, and then we're going to do a credit to income summary for $5,511. And that will actually zero out the balance in sales, so it has a zero balance, and we're ready for the next accounting period or the next physical period. So now we're going to close all of our expense accounts. So, and they have debit balances, like advertising expense has a debit balance of $821. We're going to zero that out. So we have to do a credit to it. So, but we're going to do a debit to income summary. So advertising expense is going to be a credit for $821. So I'm going to just do them all at the same time. I'm going to do insurance expense, and I'm going to do a credit for $300. And then I'm going to also do miscellaneous expense for $347. And then I'm also, the last one on here, supplies expense, and I'm going to do a credit for $713. Okay, if I add all those numbers up, those four numbers, that would give me $2,181 is my debit to income summary. And it's actually also here on the worksheets my total there. And so, and if I continue on, I'm going to also close out my income summary account now. And so, and it's going to have a balance of $3,330, which is basically your income summary minus this credit minus this debit, and we're going to subtract that out. So on the 31st, I'm going to take income summary. I'm going to do a debit of income summary of $333. And then I'm going to also put it into the capital account. And remember, we're doing it for Darlene's delivery service, right? So Darlene Wong is capital, and Darlene Wong is never Wong because she's the boss. And so we're always going to try to do what she has. And that will actually close out income summary. The last account I'm going to close is the drawing account. It has a debit balance of $2,100. So I'm going to put that into Darlene Wong's capital for 2,100, and then 2,100 is my credit to Darlene Wong, and that will give it a zero balance. So that's taken the worksheet. So I'm done with the worksheet here. So I'm going to enlarge this, and then I'm going to post the information into this. So let me start with sales. So we open the ledger account for sales. And it's going to be on the 31st. And it's coming from G4, right? And it's going to be a debit of $5,511. And that's going to give me a zero balance now in both columns. And then I'm going to write the account number 410 in the post reference of my general journal. So now sales has a zero balance, and we're ready for the next accounting period, next accounting cycle. So now I'm going to go to income summary. And this is just kind of one of those temporary accounts that we keep to do this, and it has a credit of $511, $5,511. Gives me a new balance of $5,511. And then the post reference 330 is put in the post reference of my general journal column. Notice it's 330, which is also owner's equity account. So in the next line, we're still in income summary, and so I'm going to take the 2,181. That's a debit. That actually leaves me a balance of 3,330 balance, because I took the 5,511 minus $2,181. That number is also recognizable. It's the same number as our net income, so which is an indication of that taking place. So now I'm going to close the next few accounts. So advertising expense is my first one. So on the 31st, it's G4. Looks like it's a debit. No, looks like it's a credit of $821. Gives me a zero balance now. And then I put the account number 510 here, and that has a zero balance. And I go to the next account, insurance expense, on the 31st, G4. Looks like it's a credit of 300. Now has a zero balance and insurance expense. And put the account number 520 in the general journal post reference column. Go to miscellaneous expense. I know I picked up the pace a little bit, but I think you understand what we're doing. We're getting ready for the next fiscal period by closing these accounts out, give them a zero balance. So that's a credit to miscellaneous expense, and I take the account number 530, put in the post reference column. Go to supplies expense, 31. G4 is a post reference in the ledger. It's a credit of 713. Gives me a new balance of zero. And so 540. And now all of my expense accounts have a zero balance. And so, which is good because I'm ready for the next fiscal period. It would make sense for them to carry a balance into the next fiscal period, because it wouldn't give us a true reflection of what's going on. So now I'm on income summary again for the next line. This is on the 31st. It's a G4. Looks like it's a credit of 3,330. That'll actually zero that out. And so, and I put the account number 330 in the post reference column of the general journal, and so we can track it. So now I'm on the capital account. On the 31st, it's G4. Looks like it's a credit for 3,330, and then I'll actually increase it. So I take the 6,543 plus the 3,330, and that gives me a new balance of 9,873 even is my new balance. And then I can put the the account number 310 in the post reference column of the general journal. And the next line 16 here is also in the same general ledger. Darlene Wong's capital. She's never Wong. She married the Wong guy, though. Hope you liked my humor. If not, you'll get over it. Looks like it's a debit of 2,100 and gives me a new balance. So I take the 9,873 minus 2,100. It gives me a new balance of 7,730 is my new capital balance. And then 310 is my post reference in there. So that will carry over into the next physical period. So we'll actually show what the owner has. The last one we need to post is the Darlene Wong's drawing account. And this is coming from, we're getting the information from my ledger, general ledger, from my journal, page 4. And looks like it's a credit of 2,100. And that will zero out that balance or close that account so it's ready for the next fiscal period. And that actually takes care of 8-2 working together. The only tricky part about it is taking care of the closing out the income summary and putting the information in the capital account. Other than that, everything's pretty straightforward. And these temporary accounts like advertising expense, insurance expense, miscellaneous expense, and supplies expense are temporary accounts. Like sales is a temporary account and drawing is a temporary account. We just use them during the current physical period, and they always start the next physical period at a zero balance, or that's why we close them. The permanent accounts like the Darlene Wong's capital is a permanent account. That'll carry over from one accounting cycle to the next accounting cycle from physical period, and they are permanent account. And there you have it. You have temporary accounts and permanent accounts, and that's closing entries. And now we're ready for the next accounting cycle or next fiscal period, and so we're in good shape. And that will finish it up, and you should be able to do the applications, problems, and finish the rest of the chapter on your own. Good luck, and we'll see you guys.